Konnichiwa and Moshi Moshi, everybody out there in the land of the internet and internet land. Welcome back to another episode of the NoSkill podcast. Hi, how's everybody doing? Leave me a comment down below. What's your favorite number? And we're moving swiftly forward. As per usual, I am your lovely host. I am DJ. To my left, your right is Brendan.
What up?
And to my right, your left is Mikey.
Hello there.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, ladies and germs. It's been a little while, but you know what? Life moves on and we move forward. So this one's going to be a special one that takes after my own heart. As you guys know, we've been doing this series called Retro Roller Coaster, and we're doing another one for you on this evening. But this time on the chopping block, we are going to be talking about old TV shows that we grew up on while the camera moves around mysteriously. Hi. Looking good.
Why'd you even acknowledge it?
Old? Well, because they're going to see it unless you use mine, in which case that didn't happen. Just kidding. Love you. But, like I said, old TV shows, things of old that entertained us back in the day. We've had many conversations about retro games and game consoles that we played. There's even a couple tier lists up from that these guys did about their favorite retro controllers. And if that's one that interests you, go back in the channel and watch it. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty fun. But now instead of video games and movies, we're going to be talking about TV shows that we would watch. Things like setting up for the perfect Saturday night with either yourself or with the boys. And so I'm really excited about this, especially as a true 90s kid. And by true 90s kid, I was born in 1990. I think this could be really fun. So stick around and maybe participate in the comment section. So let's get this shit started straight out to the gate. As you guys know, I am an old fucking man. And I grew up watching probably some of the most iconic 90s shows of all fucking time, and they constantly get spammed on my Facebook of like only 90s kids will understand. Like you as a 90s kid, you've seen this post on Facebook. Only 90s kids will get it.
I've been to a 90s nostalgia party before. Like that's how it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's just a banger. But like that's how bygone the era is.
So, like, what happened at this 90s nostalgia party? What'd you guys do?
LAN parties. Cascada was playing. A lot of Doritos and Mountain Dew. And we watched highlights of old school animated series.
And that's when I think some of these cartoons were like in their prime. The fact that you mentioned Cascada, every time we touch is now playing viscerally in my brain.
Oh, dude, it's so addicting. That just goes hard. Neuron activated.
I was about to say neuron activated or neurostimulant.
Dude, it's both. It really is, man. It'd be hitting different.
The fact that song still to this day goes hard.
Oh, dude. The remixes, the original, hell, even like the acoustics that people popped on the guitar. It's so good.
So one of my favorites, I know we're supposed to be talking about TV shows and the likes, but just to throw another out there is the DJ Sammy's version of Heaven. That was one of the, like that and Every Time I Touch those were the original electronic songs I ever heard. I actually heard those songs before I heard Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah, no. I was almost gonna be shocked. No, that's 100% fair, because it seemed like it came up everywhere back in the day. Whether you're in a video gaming scene, whether you're in just the club scene, whether you're just kind of into music passively, somehow that shit came into your life without explanation.
And so that's what I grew up on. And yes, I refer to it as Darude Sandstorm because I refuse to just say Sandstorm. It's Darude Sandstorm. And right about now, for those that hear Darude Sandstorm, you're hearing the da-da-da-da-da in your brain right now. It's going to stay there for half an hour. Love you. Want kisses. Anyway, TV shows. So I'm going to start light before we go into the heavy hitters, because let's be real here. Some of the cartoons that we grew up on were fucking chaos. Like Stripperella and Ren and Stimpy, but we don't need to go into them yet.
Dude, those aren't even that bad. When you get into the really crazy stuff like Spawn and Max, it's out of line crazy.
Well, so I'm gonna start light, and like we're gonna start from like the kids era. I still remember the era of Nick Jr. and some of like the kids TV shows that were on there. That and everything that was on PBS. Was it PBS or CBS? I think it
It's
was CBS.
CBS.
CBS is a convenience store. Or that's CVS.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
CVS.
that's constipated visitor.
Huh? What?
That's the constipated visitor service. That's what CBS stands for.
I don't think that's true.
It's not. I made that up. Love you. Fake news. But yeah, so like something as simple as, even though it's still a show to this day, but it's not the same. But like, I grew up on Blue's Clues. Like Blue's Clues was my shit. Helping this little animated dog help Steve find clues to solve whatever mystery, and they did it on that handy dandy. Finish the sentence.
I don't know Blue's Clues. I never liked it.
Oh my
Okay.
Why would
God.
you just? Why would you just
okay.
lay that up
So-
for me when you're? I don't even know this
Since
game.
it
I don't know
was
basketball.
still popular and I was still a very young child, Notepad.
Furry. I mean,
The
two furries in the party, two people know Blue's Clues. I'm just saying the numbers are adding up.
I'm just
Numbers
simply
are adding
saying,
up.
bro.
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick point. Looking at some of the characters that came out of the '90s era animation specifically, there's a reason a lot of y'all are the way they are, because that shit went unnecessarily hard in the paint for no reason.
No, you're absolutely correct. But like Blue's Clues was like the start of it for me, of like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna find entertaining. And the fact that it's still going on to this day, but now they've managed to move on from handy dandy notebook to handy dandy iPad.
Ugh,
No.
that sentence hurt my stomach.
No.
Yeah, they'll never understand the we just got a letter. Now it's we just got some Gmail. It might be spam. Send it to the folder, and I call it junk. Woo! That was all ad libbed. I did not read a script. I made that up off the top of my head. Give me praise in the comments. Thank you. I love you.
Don't give him any kind of praise.
Praise him.
Yeah. So then I hit you with a show that I grew up on, and now I want you guys to hit me. And again, keep it light for now. We'll get into the cooler stuff later on, because trust me, I have an entire segment where I want to talk about Kablam.
Man, I wanted to throw in a good one too.
Oh, I've got a bangers kid show. Y'all ain't ready for this.
Uh-oh. Get it.
Who the hell remembers Zaboomafoo? Because that shit went way too hard for a little kid show. They had live animals, they had fun facts, they had cool colors and music. Zaboomafoo was the shit. I'm sorry.
Dude, they had live animals, they had fake animals. Chris and Kyle Pratt were, for some reason, just the craziest motherfuckers ever. And it's not Chris Pratt, the guy that you're thinking of. It was another Chris Pratt who from back in the day. He knew animals.
I never saw it.
I believe it. You're a little young.
Yeah.
It was a very educational show where they taught you about many different animals and animal facts. Like, they were an animal fact show, and their mascot was a lemur puppet.
A lemur puppet.
Yeah, he was a very early live action lemur that jumped through a window and was magically turned into a puppet who did the host of the show. And like, as a little kid, you don't need a lot of stimulation. If someone's holding a capybara and starts feeding it, telling you facts about it, you're hooked. You're in. Like, there's nothing better on TV than that right there.
Dude, especially a fucking capybara. That's on my bucket list to hold one.
Same. I don't care if it's a big rat. It's the most huggable big rat on the planet. Like, look at them. They're adorable.
They're adorable, all right.
Dude, I still remember like I watched it yesterday, but my favorite episode of Zaboomafoo was they were testing the land speed of a cheetah, and then they would show a video of a cheetah racing, well, not racing, but running across a plane, and then one of the Pratt brothers was trying to see if he can match the land speed of a cheetah.
Spoiler alert, he did not.
No, he didn't even come close. Not even a third. But good try though, Mr. Pratt. I forgot which Pratt did it. But
That's good writing, though.
Oh, that's fantastic writing. And that's what I liked, is the fact that they were so engaging. They're even though they're just doing nothing but talking to a camera and production crew who are older than them, but they're still managing to engage a younger audience who might or might not had a yearn to learn about cheetahs and rhinoceri. That's plural for rhinoceros. Yeah, I'm gonna learn you something.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Like
You're
that was the
right.
place to go, and it was good entertainment, and it was helpful for when you're in kids or when you're a kid and you got to write weird school reports about random shit you learned over the weekend. Like they expect me to go out and have a social life, and I'm like, I learned about cheetahs, and they're fast.
Dude, like that's how you got away with like cheating an entire book report or science report of like what's the science behind this or this. You either A, watched Bill Nye or Zaboomafoo, and you immediately were like, I am so much smarter than everybody right now. They don't understand my wisdom.
These idiots read the book.
They could have just watched Bill Nye, fucking nerds. I know everything in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And now
You
moving
read
down the
a
bench.
book?
If you don't know any of the classic '90s shows that we do, then what's something that you thoroughly remember as
Well,
Because
For-
the 2000s had some bangers.
okay, hold on. All right, so as I was growing up, I didn't really watch TV. It was more just VHS.
Okay.
The
Okay.
large
Still some good stuff.
collection that my mom and my aunt collected. So it was a mixture of like a lot of old Disney movies, the best ones, the classics. But I thoroughly remember loving Land Before Time.
That's probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all fucking time.
I feel like I'm going to be really negative this episode. I did not care for The Land Before Time either.
I think I had like 3 or 4 of the movies on VHS, and I used to watch that all the time.
Well, because like Land Before Time gave me the final notion that as a tall kid, because I've been tall all my fucking life. That's not me like gloating or anything,
And
but
I'll
I didn't
pick
have
up the sword.
Yeah, move Excalibur out there. Sorry,
Yeah.
sword's gonna be out of frame before he like inappropriately stabs somebody, and I don't want you to poke me with your thing.
I mean, a lot of people would like that, but all right.
Not me. I'm too small. Look at me. Ow.
All right, back to being a tall
All right.
kid.
All right, back.
But yeah, so like Land Before Time, I identified with Littlefoot because he was the bigger kid, and so I was like, I feel like an outcast just like this guy does. And then all of a sudden he starts hanging out with Petrie and Ducky, and fuck Sarah, she doesn't count. That's why nobody likes Triceratops. Sorry, but
Why'd you look at me? I don't know who these people are.
that's what I'm saying. Sorry, because you don't know what I'm talking about.
Petrie was awesome.
Yeah, so that's always a good one. I really wish you could have like at least had a glimpse if they were still running or doing reruns of some of the shit that we got to watch, like Caillou or the Berenstein Bears.
I
Bears went
vaguely remember seeing Caillou event sometime in my life, but I think he immediately annoyed me, and I just never watched it again.
All right, he's a little shit. That type of show was this kid's gonna be a little shit for 15 minutes, and then he's gonna have a life lesson in the last 5.
Yeah, so I never watched that. I remember something about bears. Don't know.
The Berenstein Bears?
Yeah. I don't remember any of that. I remember seeing maybe a commercial of it, but I never watched it. Oh, what was that one? Oh, Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales.
Okay, Dragon Tales is pretty legit.
That's when I used to
start.
Shut up. Anyways, that's where I used to watch that.
You vividly remember Dragon Tales, and you got a tail too. Look at that, a wagon. But no, so then, again, Dragon Tales is a fantastic show. I love that show. I love the fact that, well, hold on. Actually, I might not have the lore correct. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't it like 2 Asian kids that speak Spanish?
What?
What?
I could have sworn. No, never mind. I forgot. I'm stupid. Now listening with the SAP button on.
What the fuck, DJ?
Okay.
For those that remember the SAP button, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Because watching Cow and Chicken with the SAP button on, fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. That was embarrassing. Okay, good. But still, like Dragon Tales is a good one. I'm gonna hit you right in the fucking feels.
All right.
Did you ever watch any episodes of the show Dinosaurs? You know,
I,
whole not the
kn-
mama meme.
I know them. No, I have not.
Oh, it was like one of the original like actual sitcom shows that had full-fledged. Well, were they animatronic dinosaurs or were they just like really well done costumes?
Both, and some of them were. A majority of them were puppets that they had to like maneuver around stage.
Because that when I first saw that show, it was nightmare fuel. I thought they were terrifying.
I
Then
think that's the reason why, because that when that show was still going, I'm thinking about this. I was a wee lad, younger than you two, and when I first saw that, it creeped me the fuck out, and I just didn't watch it.
fair.
It was creepy.
Not the mama. But again, another show that just it was one of those 15 minutes of just bad shit's gonna happen, and then the last 5 minutes was just a life lesson. And then also proved to you that dad was a pussy and afraid of his boss.
I don't know. I didn't get into it.
You really didn't get into dinosaurs either?
Nah, man, I'm finding out we have very different tastes.
Apparently, Slen, what else did you get into? Like what what was your hang down?
I mean, I got into another scaled creature from that era, but I don't know if you guys are like into Godzilla the same way I am.
Hit me, talk about it anyway.
So I'm gonna take that as a no. Nobody else watched the classic like Godzilla movies.
No.
No,
See, like I grew up with a bunch of old heads who were into pop culture from before they were, or from before I was born. So like Godzilla versus Gamera, Jet Jaguar, Megalon, Gigon. Like I still love kaiju shit. It's such a part of my childhood. I have the old kaiju fighting games like War of the Monsters, Godzilla Destroy the Earth.
Rampage.
Right. Well, Rampage, obviously. Even that shitty PS2 remake that Sejun loves for some fucking reason I can't wrap my head around.
Because your brother has an eclectic taste, and that's just because the word eclectic is a fancy way of saying weird.
Yeah, we got this eccentric strain in our veins. But yeah, no, dude, growing up with my cousins, my grandma, and my uncle, we just would die hard binge Godzilla stuff. The old VHS tapes, anytime it was on TV. And then in the early 2000s, when the Godzilla movie came out for in Hollywood, I'm sure you've seen that one, right, Deej?
Yes.
I thought that was pretty good. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't like it, apparently.
It goes back to the previous podcast, which if you haven't seen that, you absolutely should. Okay, love you, kisses. Mwah. Anyway, I think that's where I can beg the question to you. With how many like kaiju movies that they've done based off of Godzilla alone, when do you call it? Because like you have the ultimate what came out last year, the year before, like Godzilla versus King Kong. Where do you go from there? Have him fight the Meg?
Mothra.
I mean, it depends on where you stand from a cultural standpoint, because Godzilla is not from here. Godzilla is from Japan.
Yeah.
And over there, Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, those kaiju are still a part of the mainstream pop culture, like to a massive level. I just saw a new Ultraman movie last year with my family. We went to the special late night screening in theaters.
Wow.
It had a mini film of Godzilla and Gigon and all that stuff beforehand that was done like Evangelion. Oh man, that went hard. That was so sick. So over here, I would say Kong, Skull Island, the Godzilla versus Kong, and then the part 3 that they tease with Mothra and I forgot Rodan. I think one more would be enough. I think one more would be enough to where the fans like me can enjoy it, but they're not beating a dead horse with a baseball bat. They got their money out of it. We got our nostalgia. The modern era got to see the shit we grew up with, and it was done in a nice, neat package. overseas, I don't think it's ever going to stop because it's such a big part of the culture. Ultraman got renewed on Netflix. Ultraman also got a new a new live action series, and it's done just like the old ones, but with CG instead of a guy in a rubber suit. Godzilla's always doing stuff. What else? They did Gamera's doing stuff, kind of. I'm not the expert on giant space seeking turtle.
I was
That's
gonna
what he
say,
is.
I'm pretty. Now that you mention it, I think I remember seeing a trailer recently of. I think this is a Japanese movie studio. It's like one of the more higher end ones, something you would probably see out of like Hollywood or some really big budget of a new Godzilla movie that they're making, and it looked really good. It's just it's Japanese.
Yeah,
So you
and they
would have to know
still
the
love it.
language. Yeah, they fucking love that shit, and it looked sick. It would be something I would actually consider watching because it just looked amazing.
I just watched the more recent Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla did. I think it was like Godzilla Critical or Shin Godzilla or something like that.
Mhm.
Dude, it was so sick. I don't care if it was campy and cheesy. There's something about Godzilla and Mechagodzilla just throwing hands that is so satisfying.
Oh, very. But real
I'm
quick, I'm gonna dial it back. But speaking of Godzilla and kaiju's, Power Rangers, Megazords.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Go Dirt Megazord. Sorry, that's an inside joke for my D&D party.
Another classic, powerful show that probably all of us grew up watching was Power Rangers. Power Rangers was that one show to where we thought we could just do martial arts too. Maybe for some of you, you watched Power Rangers and actually took up martial arts like I did. I still remember I had this this DVD. Oh, not DVD. It was a VHS. It was only like 30 minutes of Jason David Frank. Rest in peace, good sir. Rest in peace.
King.
Of him giving like a 30-minute video of how to get started in martial arts and like the essentials that you would need. And he's teaching these kids like basic katas and punches and kicks. And that's what inspired me to take martial arts. Jason David Frank was my fucking hero, dude.
Oh
And
yeah, he was the
everybody
goat.
on that cast was absolutely amazing. The original Power Rangers, again, that whole going back to kicking a dead horse. How much longer can you keep Power Rangers going? I don't know. They're at like Power Rangers Squad Team Mega Force Ninja Samurai Thunder Thigh Force.
Well, let's look at it this way. They're at 30 years of Power Rangers, and Kamen Riders had a longer run than that.
Wait, Kamen Rider's longer?
Kamen Riders, what Power Rangers is based off of.
Oh. Well, I knew that's what they were based on, but I didn't know Kamen Rider was still going.
Yeah, they're still releasing shit.
Wait,
Okay, look at
what?
this way.
Damn.
They're still releasing stuff, and they're still releasing merch, and Iron Mouse is still dropping fucking bands to get Kamen Rider belts from overseas.
Speaking of Iron Mouse, real quick side note, she and Gun Run clutched up. I won't talk about his past life, but let's just say a certain member from another
Oh,
VTuber
yeah.
group just got signed to be Shoujo as a dude.
Yeah.
That's
The
unheard of.
dude, damn.
Because Shoujo is Japanese for girl.
Not the
So-
way they spell it.
Huh?
Not the way they spell it.
They're just forgetting the U.
Huh?
What?
If you spell it differently, it means another word. I don't know if we could say on YouTube because some people take it as offensive, even though it's just a fact for somebody who hasn't gotten laid yet.
Oh, V word.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's from Virginia. We'll leave it at that.
Yep. Kason made that distinction. That's why she thinks the company's hilarious.
Well, it's good for you, Kodo, for getting into Shoujo. Proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're landing your feet. And thank you to Gun Run and Iron Mouse, the queen, for sticking their necks out. You guys are absolutely amazing.
That means I got hope. I'm gonna get in one day.
Same. But yeah, so so going back to Power Rangers. First off, of the original Power Rangers, you know the original Power Rangers?
Yes.
Okay, I just had to make sure you were young enough to old enough to know that. But so who was your favorite Power Ranger? And I'll say this because I know all of us will have the same answer. Before Jason David Frank came onto the show, who wants to start? Hot takes,
Dude.
hot takes, hot takes.
It's been so long. I remember seeing that when I was like 3.
Billy, the black guy, Trina, Red.
Did you just say what,
the
guy?
black guy. You
I forgot
did.
his name. Right.
What about the little robot that they had?
Alpha.
That's Alpha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that was my favorite just because of that, and I was a kid and easily entertained.
You know what? Alpha's an acceptable answer. I have to go with Amy Jo Johnson for the obvious. She was like every kid's first fucking celebrity crush. She's still gorgeous to this day.
I don't even remember what any of them look like.
Well, because she was in the Power Rangers movie that they made like last year, and she's like blonde now and hot. But yeah, it was definitely a different swing because Jason David Frank and the actress that played Trina is in there again. Trina also, rest in peace. You are amazing, and you are missed. But yes, so now moving down the bench, your favorite Power Ranger.
Adam, also known as Johnny Young Bosch, one of the Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. If you know that name, it's because he's a voice actor for all of your favorite anime characters, and I mean all of them.
He gets around, definitely.
Yeah.
The man is a busy dude, and he can kill a voice act job, let me tell you.
And he got into the whole pop culture industry because he wanted to be a stuntman. His friend said, "Hey, you know martial arts, you're pretty good at them. You should go try out for this thing called Power Rangers." And he's like, "I need a check. I might do it for a few months and it'll probably crash." Years later, it became the jumping off point, one of the most foundational roles you could ever hope for.
Yep.
So, yeah, life lesson there. Take chances. You never know what'll come from it.
Harrison Ford got the part of Han Solo just because he was a construction worker on set, and they thought he looked good in a pair of denim.
You know who? The voice actor for John Marston from Red Dead Redemption has a very similar story.
Uh-oh.
He's not a trained voice actor. He's a construction worker who happens to be a redneck, and somebody works for the recording studio said, "Hey, I think I got a job you'd be great at."
Oh my god.
Your voice sounds awesome, dude. So like I think I have a job for you.
The first day he showed up, he's like, "It's a pleasure to meet everybody. I'm gonna go get a pack of Marlboros. I'll be right back." And the other voice actor said, "Well, that's not fucking fair. He just sounds like that all the time. This is bullshit."
That's not fucking fair. Genetics are like always back.
Dude,
This guy,
he's such a humble dude.
This guy hit the cowboy lottery. This man just sounds like it.
Dude, he does, and he delivers every single time, man. If you think Arthur Morgan and John Marston don't belong on the characters Mount Rushmore voice acting, they're so good. They're so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
That man needs to do a Western movie. I want to see that.
He needs to be in the live action Hunt Showdown. That's what we need.
Hell yes.
I forgot that's going to be a thing.
It got signed. It got approved. We're just waiting on production. Anyways, old TV shows, not new ones.
Old
Real
ones.
quick, just before we swap over from Power Rangers, now since we have your favorite Ranger, I want to know your favorite villain from Power Rangers.
Oh, that's tough. That's very tough.
I don't remember
because
any.
I'm from the era of Rita Repulsar, Repulsa, Lord Zed, Goldar. I don't know if I'm kind of torn between Ivan Ooze and the evil Tommy clone. Those were both such good Power Ranger arcs.
Dude, Ivan Ooze was basically the Joker of the Power Rangers world. He's cool, calm, and collected, but he's fucking psychotic and twisted.
I still love when he's in disguise. morphological being. Did he look something like this? And his face just melts off into him. Like, what the hell? This is a kid's show.
Did it look something like this?
It goes all Dead Space on him and shit.
And then his fucking his oozlings, like the fact they would leave slime everywhere as soon as they got splattered up against the wall or something.
That was so sick. I like that.
I just bought the Blu-ray edition of that movie off of Amazon, all because Netflix got rid of it because HBO Prime is a horror and bought the rights. So now
I was
own the actual
listening to
physical
the
DVD.
song Mutant Boogie off of it, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube that shit. It's so good.
And then if we're going off of villains, I'm actually gonna go south, and I'm just gonna say because they were fucking hilarious. Bulk and Skull.
Bulk and Skull are not villains; they're incompetent people. And one time they're the hero.
True. Okay, then I gotta go with Lord Zed just because something is as superficial as his staff just looks so
Dude.
cool.
It's so iconic. You could just plant that on a black backdrop. Boom, beautiful poster art right there.
Yep. And so then, do you want to try to think of a Power Rangers villain, or should we just move forward?
Just move forward. I don't remember any of these villains.
Move forward, moving swiftly forward. Okay, now we're going to move into the era of Nickelodeon / Saturday morning cartoons. The shit that we will watch with like Saturday morning. Mom doesn't want to be bothered. She's in the kitchen with the gals, and then you got your Gushers or your Dunkaroos.
I want to start off strong. I was gonna throw this out there. I used to watch this all the time. Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan Adventures went so hard in the paint.
Jackie Chan Adventures, the show where he said, "Not only will I do my own stunts, I'll voice my own lines."
Hell yes.
That man's such a goat.
I love Jackie Chan.
And then the end with the multiple timelines colliding. Oh my fuck! You're
God.
into the Spider-Verse. You don't even know what a multiverse is.
And every episode, you just waited for you like, Jackie.
I live for the episodes when Uncle went ham and threw hands at people. Those were so good.
Those were so good.
Because if Uncle had to start tossing paws, it was done. It was done. He's gonna
We
kick
were
your ass.
at worst case scenario.
And the one thing that I loved about Jackie Chan Adventures, one of my favorite things, is when I forgot her actual name, but when Niece came into play, that person got casted through a contest.
That's so sick.
That's sick.
Like through a contest that was held, and then you got to have like 1 or 2 episodes, and then you were such a hit with the show that and audience retention that they went,
You want a job?
Career started. Congrats.
You can't do that stuff these days, man.
No,
Everyone's
you
got
can't.
paperwork, and you have to go to school for all these years, man. Like those were the Wild West days of cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Like even though it's not a cartoon and it's not a show, but he was something simple as a Lil Bow Wow's character in Like Mike. Even though he's the epitome of superstardom, you are a basketball star, and he still has to go to school and pass classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But so that is a great fucking shout. I love the fact that they were just hunting for all these talismans to keep everything at bay. Uncle was a fantastic character. Niece was a fantastic character. Jackie Chan being Jackie Chan, he's always a fantastic character, and love the fact that him and Chris Tucker confirmed that there will be a Rush Hour 4.
I can't wait.
Rush Hour is one of my favorite movie series of all fucking time. Even though there's only 3 of them, but still.
Oh, dude, it's the best trilogy ever. Eat shit, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's a Trekkie.
No, I'm not. I'm a Star Wars fan.
Good thing
The
Fraser's
The only
not
Star
here.
Trek I'll ever watch is Next Generation because it was just fundamentally better than the rest.
I like the show Firefly.
Good thing
Firefly
Fraser's
was
not
banger.
here.
Bring it back. Okay.
Did you see Serenity?
Yes.
Bro, that was such a good fucking movie. Holy shit.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so then Saturday morning cartoons, we're taking it over to you, Meaning Green. What you like? First off, what are we snacking on? I want to talk. I brought up Dunkaroos and Gushers. What's so what what are you screening
Well, hold
before
up.
you
Just Saturday
upgrade?
morning cartoons in general, because I
Yeah.
have like really eclectic taste in those, and I mean really,
Yes.
really. Okay,
He's about to run
okay,
through the
okay.
entire playlist of WB.
No, we're going on 4Kids TV because I'm that old. For anybody who's even older than that, you remember the Fox box where all the fucking cartoons were edited to where they were fighting each other to be on 4Kids TV. They had Hunger Games of cartoons for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep.
But anyways,
I remember 4
there
Kids
was
TV, but just saying.
nice. Anyways, there was one show on there that sticks with me forever. I don't know why I liked it so much. I think it was because it was like Pokemon, but for mechanics. For anyone who ever heard of the series Metabots, it was just like Pokemon. You get to a certain age, your parents would buy you a little robot, you would go fight it with your friends, and if you lost a part of your robot, and the winner would take it and build theirs up to get all customized and be able to do crazy shit. It was so much fun. It made no sense. The villains were wild. And in the last 10 episodes, it went from kids show to really deep, hard anime talking about the existential crisis that is life and what comprises a soul. It went so hard in the paint. I see Brandon's hand is up.
You know what?
You okay there?
Sensory overload.
Just continue. Don't mind me. I'll be over here.
But yeah, like
did you ever see that one, DJ?
yes.
Yo!
Because like some of those, some of those shows were. I'm like, how is this? Well, now thinking back on it as a grown man, I'm like, how in the fuck was this on public television designated for children?
Yeah.
Well, 4Kids TV was weird because they were trying to start an anime block, and that's why we got shows like Sailor Moon, Ultimate Muscle, Metabots, Robo Boy. Yeah, we got Robot Boy, and then we got something else that was wild. I think it was like Robot Ninja, and as cool as it was, I couldn't follow it. But they were trying to get the anime scene started, and I think to a degree they were very successful, despite the fact that they didn't get Pokemon. They got Digimon. Oh shit, I forgot Digimon was on there.
Digimon. I used to watch that a lot too.
That was I hate to say it, like that's like the 90s / early 2000s versions of the console wars. So like, are you team Digimon or team Pokemon?
I agree with you, but I'm gonna make a caveat here. Digimon got more popular the older that audience got because it was very much tailored for an older audience.
Yeah,
it was like very not adult, preteen, tween themes in it about identity and like figuring out who you are in life. There was stories that were really punch you in the gut where these characters were like, yeah, I almost lost my sister in a fire. Like, I'm not doing that again. And that show got crazy.
Also, the original Digimon movie, I think the main antagonist was creepy as a kid.
Oh yeah,
it was creepy. I still have like a little PTSD from it seeing it for the first time, and I see it like now. If I ever do, I don't know if I ever will. I probably would still be like, "Oh yeah, you're still creepy."
You need to watch it again because I'm about to blow your mind. That was not a movie. That was 2 movies and an OVA edited together so that it could have a Western release as a movie.
Yeah, I imagine that was the case. And oh my god, I'm trying to remember that damn movie. It's been years, but I just remember seeing that movie. I'm like, okay, what is this Digimon thing? Because that was the first thing I ever saw, and then I got hooked into the show.
Talk about jumping into the deep end.
Hell yeah. I just see it one day on 4Kids. They just aired it. It was like the premiere Western like thing for live everyone to see. It just premiered it, and I'm like, I need to start watching this show. And I did.
Dude, I saw that shit in theaters with all my other 12, 13-year-old friends, and it blew our fucking minds.
It was good animation. It was so good.
It was so good. The soundtrack, the US release soundtrack.
That was sick.
Oh my god.
So good.
Fucking Smash Mouth, Len. Fuck, I can't even think right now. Oh my god, dude, it was so good. It was so
It's
fucking
so
good.
good.
I'm lightheaded.
That's fucking good. Well, not the whole lightheaded thing, but no, but that's fucking gnarly. It's I wish I got more into that because like when it came to Saturday morning cartoons, I'm not gonna lie. What was it? It was a Boomerang and WB had me by the fucking schnuts back in the day.
All right, yeah.
Boomerang was the shit,
Boomerang
though.
was good, yeah.
From like Jabberjaw McGraw to Hong Kong Phooey, Yogi Bear.
Nah. Scooby-Doo with the Harlem Globetrotters is an event on Saturday morning that was the shit.
That was good, and I remember that.
Like, dude, I love the Harlem Globetrotters. I love the fact that I didn't know that they were an actual thing until my mom copped tickets and took me to them when I was like 12.
Yeah, they were such a. It's crazy if you think about a gimmick team, but they were such a big part of the culture at the time. Whether you were a basketball fan, whether you were into pop culture, whether you liked entertainment, they were such a huge, widespreading influence. Like it's,
Oh yeah,
and the legacy still continues to this day. The baseball version of them was in my hometown last week, and I'm like, oh, cool. I want to look up tickets. That'd be a fun event. Tickets sold out in 6 minutes and 54 seconds.
Fucking
Wow.
Christ, dude.
And this is not a small field. This is a legit major league field. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, fine, how about the grass seats at capacity? I'm like, what the hell is this? I just want to see the game.
Dude, the grass seats are $10 and I won't be able to see shit anyway if I don't bring binoculars.
Well, I found out the
mean
grass
now?
seats fill up fast because so their game rule, if a team plays them, they're playing by their rule. And if an audience member catches a home run or a foul ball, that player who hit it is out. So everybody wants to sit in the grass seats in the foul ball zone so they can be part of the game.
Hell yeah.
I would love to close out a game-winning home run. Just be like, nope, fuck you. Ah! That's got to be a power trip.
God, but I'm like, when it comes to cartoons that stick out to me, like I know I listed off all of the like half of Boomerang, but also real quick, Scooby-Doo always gonna be goated. Love Scooby-Doo.
I love Scooby-Doo. I'll go watch a new Scooby-Doo movie. I'm fucking 30 years old.
Same. But
not really, but
I still have to throw mine to fucking Shaolin Showdown. Like Shaolin Showdown was
Shaolin Showdown.
Gongi, Tampai, fucking Clay, Kiriko, Raimundo, and Omi. Just
fucking
Omi. What a quartet.
I have a hot take about Shaolin Showdown, and I'm gonna piss some people off. But I think Shaolin Showdown was Avatar: The Last Airbender before Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You know what?
Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough.
Everyone came together. They didn't really understand the cultures. They learned, they grew, they traveled the world going on misadventures, and they had to save it and ended up losing a lot. Like, it was a very well-written story for how goofy it was.
I'll even throw in it might even have shades of Naruto, because at one point Raimundo pulls a Sasuke and starts getting angry at his friends and starts turning against him.
To where Oni does too. Or Oni does too.
Well, Omi was possessed.
No. When he gets tricked and he joins Chase Young. And yeah, people are going to be like, wow, this fucking nerd remembers that cartoon from 25 years ago.
Damn Skippy, dude. But I
you remember that when he got turned into a tiger?
Yes.
Dude, that was some bad guy shit. That was a villain arc.
We're triggering so many old heads, just like, Jesus Christ, I remember that.
There was a lot of moments in that show where I was like, damn, are they actually going to lose now? Like,
dude, there was a lot. Spiders episode fucked me up as a kid, I'm not going to lie.
Again, that goes back to how the fuck. Well, then again, that one was a little bit more tame compared to like Mucha Lucha, where that shit was just
Mucha Lucha.
So, guys,
okay,
the opening song for that is a legit song an artist released. It wasn't made for the show. It existed beforehand. So every once in a while, I'll walk into work and that shit is blaring at 8 a.m. sharp, like shaking the windows loud. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
That'd be an awesome way to just go to work,
Dude.
you're not awake yet, you're still trying to wake up, and all of a sudden you hear it. And when you're outside the building, you hear the music just banging on the wall, and you're like, all right, wake me up. Just
You
walk
hear
in.
the fucking bass and the trumpet, and then you just hear "Mucha" as loud as fuck, and I'm like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
That's awesome.
I get why management hates us now. I see it. That is some out of pocket shit to be doing exactly at the clock in.
And I wouldn't expect anything less from mechanics.
Oh, dude, I got to show you a video. They blew up a motor and filled the whole room full of smoke. And instead of clearing it out or turning on the fans, they got the lasers from the DJ equipment we have stashed in the back of the building, turned it on, and started playing music. Idiots.
Oh,
That would do that, especially when you just hear "Mocha." That was like, oh shit! I need to turn down the TV now. Even if you have your TV muted and set to 0 and turned off, Mom can still hear that on the other side of the house.
Oh, that show had a surprising amount of heart for how like ridiculous and outlandish it was.
A lot of heart, but it was also just crazy because like, well, for those that remember, the main characters Ricochet, Buena Girl, and the Flea.
Yeah, the Flea.
And Flea was gonna get up into some bullshit. Ricochet was gonna try to save him, but he was gonna be a little too overzealous and get himself fucked. And then it was up to Buena Girl to save literally everybody.
Most of the time. There was other times where they flipped it and she was the cause of the problems and things really escalated.
True.
There was some crazy shit in that show.
Dude, WB had some fucking bangers. Like, need I even bring up Animaniacs?
Animaniacs was an odd. Dude, I got it. I thought it was funny, but looking back as an adult, I'm like, man, who wrote that? That was so weird.
Yeah, I never got into that one. I totally forgot it existed.
Here, I'll answer your question. Who wrote that? The same guy that made Freakazoid.
That makes way more sense.
That makes sense.
Actually.
Yeah.
Another classic banger where they said, hey, so this dude is hyperactive ADHD and he's a superhero.
Yeah. All right.
That's us.
I'm not a superhero.
I'm not a superhero. I'm just
I feel like I'm like one legitimate bad meal away. That's all it would take for me to realistically hit a villain arc. I'd be like, fuck it, this Chipotle's going down. Everything's burning.
And that's his villain name is the Shart. But dude, those were some of the bigger ones. Like, one of the things that I did love about like Animaniacs and that era of cartoons, where they would have cartoons inside a cartoon. Like inside Animaniacs, you had Pinky and the Brain.
Yep, Pinky and the Brain was the shit.
Then jumping into like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network before we take a break, well, because we're getting to that point. But I'll at least bring up the aspect of cartoon in a cartoon. Dexter's Lab had Cow and Chicken. I Am Weasel and that little monkey dude and Justice Friends. Maybe after they did one episode, they would do a little 5-minute segment of either Justice Friends or the other ones that I listed, and then do the second episode of Dexter's Lab.
Wasn't at some point Powerpuff Girls also in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls had its own. Actually, they shared those cartoons mutually of like the monkey man or whatever his name was.
Mojo Jojo.
No, it was this monkey that was by day just a simple science experiment in Dexter's Lab, but by night was a superhero. In one of his mini episodes, he went up against a wrestler named Rasslor, who was voiced by none other than Randy Savage.
What the fuck?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, just YouTube Monkey versus Rasslor.
I'm going to. Oh fuck! No, you just sparked a connection in my brain. I haven't thought of that data in many a years.
That data in your brain?
That reminds me of something. My fucking uncle still decorates his house the same way he did in 2003. This motherfucker needs to grow up.
Okay.
I'm renting a family house.
Yeah, those cartoons within cartoons were shared mutually between Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, and Johnny Bravo.
Hey there, little lady.
Dude, like Johnny Bravo was just, and now if you look back on it, he's just how to speed run sexual harassment charges.
Dude, that show wouldn't fly nowadays, dude.
No, it would not.
Just every episode, just never ending sexual harassment. I'm like, this was funny back then. Now it's like, I cannot be.
I think one of my favorite cartoon crossovers was Johnny Bravo hitting on Velma from Scooby Doo, and she does the
Yeah.
looks him up and down.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah,
You
I'm
just see him
good.
deflate. I'm like, oh, let's go.
I love how that was the episode where they finally alluded that when Daphne and Fred would split with each other, they were just going to have sex. Because all of a sudden Daphne's just like, I'll go with Velma and Shaggy, and then Fred just goes, Daphne. And I'm like, they're gonna go do the thing. They're gonna do the thing. Go get it, dude.
Go get it, bro. It's all you.
Have a blast with that. But those are some of the cartoons that I love. We're gonna take a quick commercial break here. We're gonna keep talking about this because this is triggering so many core memories that I don't know what to do with myself. While we're taking a break, I need to go fan myself off and get a soda. But we're gonna take it away to our partner, Dubby. Take it away.
Hey everyone, NoSkill Mike here. Just to throw out the friendly reminder that Dubby is still live and supporting us. They're dropping new flavors, stickers, and even a new waifu cup. So if you want to do your part and kick in just the tiniest a bit, we'd appreciate it ever so much. All you gotta do is use code NSC at dubby.gg whenever you make an order, and you help everybody out, yourself included. Till next time.
Hey guys, it's me, your boy, DJ. I just wanted to take a second to tell you guys about NoSkill Entertainment's now public Discord server. Yes, that is it. It is open now. You can join in the link in the description down below. We pretty much hang out there every single day. So whether you want to drop a meme, maybe drop some music, there's a space that's right for you down at the NoSkill Entertainment Discord. So maybe I'll see you there sometime. Bye now. Hello, and welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that pretty little ad read. Once again, thank you to Dubby for hanging out with us. You are beautiful, you are lovely, and I hope that your luscious locks stay lovely and golden forever until the end of time. And also, join the Discord. Come on, we're kind of cool. We think so. We've been actually we've been getting some members that are actually pretty active in there. You see me, I drop my daily. Here's my meme, and I'd like to post little videos of shit that happens around my neighborhood. So come on in, hang out with us. You might find us just hanging out in one of the open VCs.
You
Why
can
not?
always
Come and hang
catch
out
me
with
there whenever I'm editing or doing something.
But yes, though. So welcome back to the show. Sorry, we had to take a little impromptu break. I had to go grab myself a thing of rainbow sprinkled animal cracker cookies and a Crystal Pepsi. Since we're going down this trip down memory lane. For those that remember what a Crystal Pepsi is.
Crystal Pepsi. I haven't heard of that in a while.
Yeah, Crystal Pepsi. And then those animal crackers that were covered in either pink or white frosting with sprinkles.
Still a thing, bro. Circus crackers.
I know, those things are fucking crack.
I bought a bag the other day when I was grocery shopping, and the lady's like, "Oh, you got kids?" I'm like, "Yep, a whole lot of them."
Dude, I bought I posted the picture in the chat, but I actually bought an entire box of Dunkaroos. If we can I'll put it right here. But an entire box of Dunkaroos. For those I remember what those are, like these little cookies like you would get at Sunday service and eat it with wine. You just dump it into sugar or chocolate and then you eat it. I'm actually happy that some of these snacks, before we go back to TV shows, are making such a resurgence. Like I actually saw an entire wall of Gushers the other day.
Gushers could stay gone. As good as they are so fucking bad for you.
Oh yeah, they're horrible for you.
Oh,
They're
horrible.
for your teeth. But when you're 7 years old and your body doesn't understand that this is bad for you yet,
I was a fruit by the foot guy. Gushers ain't got shit on fruit by the foot.
see, fruit by the foot was from the kids that had money. We had fruit roll up.
Fruit roll-up's pretty good. Okay, so hold up. If you live in you get the farmer's homemade fruit roll-ups.
Yeah,
dude, they were $1 for like a 3-pack. Oh my god, they were so fucking good. They were
like
so good.
No,
things that were like absurdly sticky.
now my parents never actually would let me get any of those for anything like fruity snack related, I usually was gun those like tubes, those plastic tubes of yogurts.
Gogurt.
Dude, Go-Gurts were the
Go-Gurts.
shit.
Yeah, the
Dude,
Go-Gurts,
Gogurt goes
the
fucking hard.
the Trix Go-Gurt, and forget what the other. I think it was Danimon.
Oh,
Danimals.
Danimals?
Danimals, yeah, that one.
Danimals are the shit. Oh,
Dude,
man.
Danimals and Gogurt were like the leading. If you need to get your kid to eat, to have more yogurt because it's healthy for you, build strong bones, you either A, gave them Danimals because they can drink it, or Gogurt because that's what the ones the cool kids did.
Yeah, so that's what I would got a lot of. Those are my snacks. Then maybe I don't know, mozzarella cheese sticks, like the ones you can just peel.
There was something so satisfying though about being a kid, controller in hand, Gogurt hanging out the side of your mouth. Like you were living the best life.
Doing that. Yeah, I remember doing.
You were
that.
living the best. You were in the best timeline.
Sitting there in the living room, PlayStation 2, playing ATV Off-Road Fury 2.
My guilty pleasure is like Jack and Daxter, the first one, and I just got an entire wad of Big League Chew in my mouth.
That for me, it was like, either it was Ratchet and Clank or Time Splitters 3, and I'm just sitting there with like a Go-Gurt or some shit in my mouth.
I gotta say, this is how you know I'm fucked up. Twisted Metal.
Yep.
Twisted Metal Black is a good one.
Because you're a car guy.
Dog, Twisted Metal Black is so fucking twisted and dark, and like it was a real hard right turn for the series. And then what were they called? Yogos. You ever have Yogos?
Yes.
The yogurt.
Yes.
Yeah, but they had like candy cores in the middle of them. Bro, that shit was the best.
Yep.
I saw what I thought was Yogos on the shelf the other day, and I got so excited. And I got up to it was what they called? Yellows or Yolos or some shit like that. They were like some stupid chewy candy. I was so upset. I was so disappointed.
You know, what I used to have, I was like 8 when these came out. Was because everyone loves Oreos, right? Everyone loves Oreos.
Are they Twistos?
You know what? I nothing against Oreos. I was never that big of an Oreo guy, but I understand that they're like everybody's favorite cookie.
Nah, like
mint chip Oreos hit different.
Mint chip was good. I like Oreos. I prefer when they're like double stuffed. There's a lot of cream in there. Mm-hmm. But as a kid, these came out I think in 2007. I remember correctly because I was 8. It was the Oreos that were like the snack cakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Cakesters?
Yes. Yeah, the Cakesters. Oreo Cakesters.
I think they're coming. I think they recently came back after being discontinued, and I need to find them.
I can't. Dude, I can't let those back into my life. I will gain weight.
Dude, no, I'll let them in my life at least once.
We're gonna go on a little bit of a retro food tangent because now, for some reason, when you brought up Yogos, that just made me think of fucking Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots,
dude. Mando is such a fucking fiend for Dippin' Dots. We were at a music festival. These two gorgeous California blondes hanging out, having a good time. He walks right up to him. Excuse me, ladies. And he puts his hands between them and he moves them. And then he steps through so he can get in line for fucking Dippin' Dots.
Yo, that is the most Mando thing I've heard in a long time.
Just like women?
Oh my God.
Nah, food. Move.
Nah, Dippin' Dots. Let me through.
One of Zero, our friend from Xbox, was there with us, and he's like, I don't know if that's the most unrelentingly base thing he's ever done or not. I really can't figure out how to feel.
Like it's definitely Forever Alone, but he has his priorities in mind. By the way, start to hear me crunching. I'm actually eating Dunkaroos.
Oh hell, I'm jealous. I ain't got no sugar in this house at the moment.
Can I also just throw this out there because now that I'm thinking about snacks, think about one of my favorite drinks as a kid because I lived in Arizona and I saw these everywhere I went. But ever since I left Arizona, I have not seen these anywhere. I used to love going to like the Mexican stores, this whatever because we used to go there all the time. Maybe the little local food mart and I'd see Sobeys.
Bro, don't even start, man. Sobeys got discontinued. They still make some flavors, but they're not the good
They're
ones, man.
hard
I
to find.
miss
On
my
top of that, I miss the good ones. I miss them being everywhere I went.
I miss
Oh
pina
my-
colada.
Pina
I
colada is
miss
so
the
good.
strawberry, pink strawberry or pink lemonade,
Yes.
and the green tea.
The green
Coming
tea.
out of a rave, completely thrashed. Your body's in shock, and having
Okay.
a Sobe green tea.
Best green tea I've ever had in like a store-bought bottle. Best.
Hands down, hands down. And it came in that big boy bottle too, bro.
Exactly.
DJ, you were a skater when you were younger, right?
Of course. Dude, I still
When-
remember mall ratting, going to Sabaros where we would pick up either, if they didn't have pina colada, we would pick up strawberry daiquiri and then get a big ass slice of pizza.
Post session, chilling, hanging out with the boys with the Sobe on a hot summer day. There was nothing like it. I feel so bad that this generation is so soft and so shitty. They will never feel that. They just don't know.
Dude,
They will never
I
know.
miss Sobeys, dude.
This may have been the
and as
wrong
much as
words, but I'm very passionate.
real quick, as much as I'm not condoning the consumption of marijuana, but this is after, like, especially when young DJ was a skater, especially around that time, being a stoner was a part of the lifestyle. SRH hats, Baker board, and somebody's trying to cosplay as Chad Muska skating with a backpack on. As soon as we were just like high off our faces, it was all right, go to the mall. They don't have pina colada. Do they have green tea? No green tea. All right, get strawberry daiquiri. That'll work. And then just a slice of pizza, sit down in the lawn outside of the mall, and then just mellow.
Just mellow out, bro.
And that's why I'm so sad that discontinued Sobe. They have, I checked Amazon, they have like this Sobe hydration formula, but they, for some reason, just said, yeah, the actual flavors that you like, we just completely discontinued them.
They got rid of the ones everyone liked, but keeps the ones that no one does. That makes no sense to me in a business standpoint.
Marketing.
Also, guys, check this NoSkill text chat for me, please. I just need you to see that to let you know we're not alone. We have support. There are people who feel the same way.
Yo, my
I thought you were talking about the fact that we were talking about Mando, the whole gaming, hit me up for gaming when you're done.
No. After that,
dude,
Yes.
my God,
that
that hurts.
thing I've ever tasted.
That's so good.
One of my fondest memories, and again, I swear we're going to go back to television here shortly, but we're just going to
we can go back to television.
Talking about snacks. Go back to Dippin' Dots and Sobe. I still remember that. For those that remember the podcast where I was talking about this water park in Nevada called Wild Island, right next to the wave pool, there was just a vendor that was selling Sobe, and then right in front of her was a freezer filled with Dippin' Dots, and that was just like, it's hot outside. A nice cold pina colada with some Dippin' Dots, and then you just chill by the wave pool, watching kids get tossed around like rag dolls, and you're just like, huh, nerds. Happiness.
Okay. First of all, fuck off. Second of all, that sounds perfect. I was the idiot on the other end in the wave pool who got thrown so hard I tore internal muscle in my chest and had to go to the doctor. I was fine, by the way. It wasn't like life-threatening. It was just I did the anime thing where I sneezed and I coughed and blood came out, and I'm like, oh. That's not good. And it got me out of being at a Super Bowl party I didn't want to be at because I was tired and cranky. And my mom was like, "Oh no, I got to take him to the hospital." The hospital's like, "He's fine. Take these muscle relaxers and nap for a few days." And I'm like, "Way ahead."
Can I also just
like, what happened? I coughed up blood. It might be super
AIDS. Can I also just throw this out there? I don't know if you remember. You probably do remember this, but there was a drink that Coca-Cola put out that they were obviously trying to compete with Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Volt?
Oh, yeah,
Volt Energy, bro. The green bottle that looks suspiciously like a hybrid of Mountain Dew and 7-Up. Yeah, I remember Volt. I remember the red Volt. I remember the blue Volt.
The blue. Yes.
Then
Dude,
Mountain
honestly,
Dew counterattacked by making Surge, and they went, "You want to play this game? Let's go, Surge."
Surge was pretty good, though.
It's pretty good.
Surge is making a comeback.
Surge is not good for you.
No,
folks, in the modern era, do not be fooled. Surge is hard on your body, so be using drinking moderation.
I mean, recently I've been drinking Code Red again. I'm like, oh, I missed this.
Well, that's always been gamer juice, dude. I still remember back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but like back in A-Day during like MW3 era, Doritos and Mountain Dew Code Red were flying off the shelves because I had double XP codes inside the
Yep.
caps
Yeah.
on the bags.
Yeah, so
I'm not gonna
like,
lie, my friends and I, we were those shitters that we would go into every single convenience store and then just write down the codes and then activate them as soon as we got home.
oh, you shitters.
Hell yeah.
But respect. I've done it before, so I ain't gonna judge. But yeah, Vault, fucking, that just threw me back, and I think they discontinued that. Just I don't know why. I think at the time it was better than Mountain Dew, or at least the green one. I didn't taste the blue or red. It
They got sued
tasted
for like
better.
this.
Huh?
No, they actually lost out. Mountain Dew had such a presence in the community and a good marketing
Yeah.
team. They just dominated the market, and it turned into a losing battle.
Yeah, and I believe they also put a lot of their marketing into Mellow Yellow instead.
Yeah, but I enjoy it, but Mellow Yellow is a drink. I gotta be in a really, I gotta be in a summer shitty beach chair that's this high off the ground, listening to Smash Mouth in a public park to want a Mellow Yellow.
I'll say this much: I'll take a Mellow Yellow over Starry. I don't know why people are losing their shit about Starry right now, but I don't care for it.
I don't
Starry is
know.
pretty-
It's mid, but I don't know. Yeah, Mellow Yellow is kind of like the squirt equivalence to me. Is like I'll drink it if it meets the criteria of it's okay and worth it. Other than that, I don't really
prefer
want
Squirt.
to. Squirt is
you have to
better.
remember when it comes to Squirt, that was the first soda where they actually put in lemon juice, not just lemon flavoring. It was actually lemon
Exactly,
juice.
and that's why
Like
it's
lemon
better.
A
and
little
lemon.
bit of tartness.
It's a little.
was real.
That's why it's better.
Like it was real, and dude, Squirt's still a thing. You might have to be hard pressed to find it anywhere. Hence why I buy everything from Amazon at this point. If I
Or
wanna
live
get
in
anything.
California.
Or live in California, but then again, you'd have to, downside is live in California.
I see a square in
Just
my
don't live in Southern
supermarkets.
California.
It's like NorCal's fine.
Yeah, NorCal's got a couple of questionable areas. Southern California is all very questionable. It's unironically got Grove Street and GTA San Andreas.
Grove Street came from San Andreas.
Yeah, but that's a real place, DJ. I'm just saying San Andreas is based on the city. Grove Street is a real place. The name's not the same. It's called the Turnaround. Look it up. Terrifying.
I wonder why it's called the Turnaround.
Exactly.
A bunch of people wearing purple about to gap you. But no, so we've derailed for a little while about snacks in our fat boy ways of old. But so now we're gonna take it back to TV shows. And again, if you have somebody let me know what were some of these retro snacks that you had. Were you a Go-Gurt guy? Did you like Beyblade? I don't know. But
did you also enjoy Sobe?
By the way, let me know if you're one of
what
the
was your favorite Sobe
What was
flavor?
your favorite Sobe, motherfucker? All right.
Well, let me know if you're one of the old school Bionicles kids where they were 200 pieces, not 20.
All right, were you Bionicles or were you Lego? That's another one.
Dude, some people were both because some people are just talented like that. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not.
I couldn't get into that stuff.
Well, so we're gonna kick it back to old school retro TV shows. We brought up the likes of Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, and Powerpuff Girls, and I kind of just want to stay along that line of like early on Cartoon Network and maybe even some Nickelodeon. All right, because again, that era was prime for kids TV shows, and I'm gonna kick it off on the side of Nickelodeon before we go to Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network, as soon as we get to Cartoon Network, it's gonna lead into G4, and it's gonna and I forgot the other one. But
you better be losing Adult Swim, because if we get to Cartoon Network and don't mention Adult Swim, I will scream.
Oh no, of course we're gonna get into Adult Swim. But I'm saying some of these networks that aired cartoons were absolutely nutty. Go ahead.
I forget if it was
Toonami.
Oh, Toonami was good. I forget if this was either on Cartoon Network channel or the Disney one, but remember Jetix?
That was Disney.
Jetix was Disney.
Disney, yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Super Monkey Team, go!
Oh, you remember that too?
Yeah, dude.
Yes!
That shit was so good.
It was so good.
Yin Yang Yo, however, complete acid trip of a kid's show. I have no idea what that was.
I have no idea. I didn't get into that one. I was only there for Super Monkey Team.
We got to talk about this later.
Yeah, we gotta do it later.
Because for Nickelodeon, one of the shows that always stands out to me, one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows growing up. Actually, no, tied for one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows growing up. But then again, it was also the benchmark as to where these guys got their careers from. I dropped my hand. Give me a second. But the show All That.
All that. Never
It
got
was
into
like
it.
it was like the kid version of Saturday Night Live, where you
It
had
was
like.
cringe.
It was so cringe. I didn't get into it.
But that, like I
Same.
said, that's where you got the star. A lot of these stars got their starts. Like even though these two are train wrecks, but like Drake Bell with the whole Randy Quench volunteer fireman, Amanda Bynes because then she got her spinoff for the Amanda Show, where it was sketch comedy. Keenan and Kel, Gabriel Iglesias, Nick Cannon were on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one we need to throw in there. Drake and Josh.
Oh
Yeah, that show was fucking great. That was like the first sitcom-esque show I really got into.
Yeah, me too. If I could find a streaming service that has it, I'd probably binge it.
Good luck finding it
I
because
know.
Drake Bell's under fire right now and nobody wants to associate with him.
Exactly. You can't find it anywhere.
But like I love Drake and Josh because it was just like every single like dorky nerd associated with Josh, and that you knew who the Drakes were because they were stupid. Like my favorite episode is when they were like building, I think it was a treehouse or something,
Yep.
and they got trapped in there because Drake forgot to cut out the door.
Yep.
He was like, Drake, where's the door? It's over there. Open it. Proceeds to start running to the door like 3 times. Okay, so then Nickelodeon wise, since all that wasn't a hit, at least amongst you two, what shows on Nickelodeon stand out to you? Because I got two more in the chamber.
You might have to remind me because
Actually,
I don't think I watched a lot of Nickelodeon. If I'm gonna be real,
I gotta start with the GOAT himself. Danny motherfucking Phantom was
Danny
Nickelodeon's
Yep.
first good action series, in my opinion.
I forgot
He's a
he was
Phantom.
Nickelodeon. Okay, yep, that's the one exception. I loved that show.
Dude, the theme song went hard. The characters went hard. The story arc, where it's like funny teenage bubbly drama, and then at the end, he has to fight the evil version of himself that's committed horrible atrocities across the world.
Yep.
Dude, that show. Spoiler alert for a show in 2006. Oh, dude, that
So
show went
good.
so hard.
See, I'm gonna go even older than that, and I'm gonna start with for those that remember, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
You always bring this show up. I don't fault you. It's such a gem. But do you think any of these kids gonna know Legend of the Hidden Temple?
Hell no, they probably don't even know Guts.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't get it. They don't know the ways.
Huh?
Dude, Guts was the show that every kid strived to be on because it was just all right. Put kids through strenuous physical exercise. It was like the kid version of Ninja Warrior.
American Gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. I know what you're talking about now. Okay,
Then
I've
if you
seen it.
passed, if you and your team passed, you got to run along that track field, waving your flags in the air and having people cheer for you. Confidence booster ever. But then, because again, I'm a true '90s kid. I grew up with the "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
OG.
Where
OG. Mad respect.
for those that don't know,
Not
"Are
as
You
good
Afraid
as
of the Dark?"
Goosebumps.
Is what?
What?
What'd you say?
What?
Well, speak to the class. What'd you say?
I said it's not as good as Goosebumps, but it tried. It tried its heart out.
I was gonna say Goosebumps next.
No,
Dude, Goosebumps
the
was so.
Goosebumps was-
They're rebooting it, and I don't know if I'm okay with it because it looks like they're trying to tie together 5 books all in one, and I don't like when studios do that. It never ends well.
Yeah,
It's
it
because
never
the
does.
movie. It's because the movie was successful. Not now they think they can revitalize something from 30 years ago.
But the movie did it right. The movie said, "Hey, here's our main villain. He's reaching out to all of the other villains. We're doing a multiverse event in 2 movies. Count it, 2 movies. We're doing a part 1 and a part 2. It's very well put together. It's very well thought out. This is, from what I've seen from the trailer, it's trying to be very real. It's trying to be very dark. It's trying to be very serious, and it's trying to use multiple stories in a 2-hour time frame.
No,
I'm worried.
I don't think it's gonna work. If anything, all I would ask is for them to have If you want to promote Goosebumps because of the movie success, why not just put the entirety of the show on a streaming service of your choice? People would love that. I would
I
love
think it's
that.
on Netflix.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it.
The show or the movies?
I've seen
Or
the
the show.
movies on there.
Okay, because I was about to be like, if they really wanted to, like, do what this show did, but then all of a sudden start making mini featurettes of all the books. You'll have many clips and episodes because there's like 300 fucking books. Those are the books that everybody was checking out in the library in elementary school.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
dude, trying to read all of the books. Oh, my favorites, of course, were the Living Puppet one. That was my favorite.
Okay, pretty good.
And trying to get the books and read them in like order, because for the longest time I could not get my hands on part 3. It was always checked out every time I went there. So I was like, okay, Living Puppet 1, 2, and now I had to pick out another book because it's part 3 is still not here.
Just like, oh, how many copies of Part 3 do you have? We have 2. How many are in stock? None. One was checked out yesterday, and the other one's been checked out since 1973.
Yep. I would always have to be just every time I went to the library, the school library, go straight there. I'm like, okay, it's not there. And I think it took me like until the end of the year, like the last month, and I see it there. And I'm like, I'm reading you before the end of the year. And it was read by day 2.
Dude, one of the things that I remember about my library growing up, where I went to school, our library also was like, I guess you could say this little gift shop thing. Because here's this is gonna hit somebody out there or one of these two. One of the things that they would sell in this library were mood rings.
Oh, I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always see them
Mood
at
rings.
like the what was it, like the bookstore, yearly bookstore thing or whatever that
Scholastic
schools
Book
did.
Fair.
The book fair. I always saw them there, but nowhere outside of that.
Yeah, the Scholastic Book Fair or my library, my actual library would just sell them because it's just like, yes, this thing will tell you what mood you're in based off of the color. And if it turns fiery red, that means you're angry right now. Well, I'm 7 years old. I'm happier than a pig in shit because I just got a packet of Pokemon cards I'm gonna rip open, and this thing is red. I don't feel mad. So now I'm going to
So-
mom, like, am I angry about something? My mom just goes, taxes.
Texas.
So, Deej, the mood rings thing just made me think real quick. When I was younger, it wasn't uncommon to see a person wearing a mood ring. That was a thing that happened. It was a normal occurrence. But did you ever see that they made mood pendants? They were necklaces, usually in the shape of a peace sign, or they had like an animal on.
Yes.
I didn't know about
Was it-
pendants. I knew about bracelets.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I saw some dude had a mood pendant of a wolf on his wolf t-shirt.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to. Was it me, or would the people who had the mood pendants, wasn't it always the wolf kids and the horse kids and like you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, kind of, but like sometimes it was the wolf girl who was way too into it, who would tell people her eyes would change color when she's angry and her ears point. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
You don't want to cross me. I'll turn.
I'll turn. I'll do it.
turn.
The teacher can't stop me, and I'm like, that last line was kind of serious. You guys should keep fucking with her.
Like, calm down, werewolf Wendy, and eat your animal crackers.
This
And
is
shut up.
sign 1. Don't escalate it past that. We all know what
Fucking
happens.
Shit. I think those are the people who grew up to where all these skinwalker stories are coming out about on the internet. It's them specifically.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder if that's how Gardner got his start. He was one of those, like, I'll turn people, and now he just draws it.
Please tell him
And
that.
now he's into towers.
I'm gonna clip this and send it to him.
Please do. Guard, how you doing? Were you one of those, I'll turn into a werewolf right now, and the teachers can't stop me?
The teachers can't stop me. Why does that line still resonate so hard to this day, bro? That was in 2004.
And the teachers can't stop me.
Oh, Animorphs did not help with that culture.
No, not at all.
Oh my god. And
Hey,
TV shows, right?
Animorphs,
But hey,
between Animorphs and Inuyasha, that's the birth of furries.
Dude, don't even start with me on the Inuyasha kids are still fucked up. Like, if you're one of them, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't right. It's, oh, fuck.
So let's keep it retro then. Since I brought up Inuyasha, let's talk about some of the old school animes that were around at that time. You already brought up
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sailor Moon. I was about to start listing stuff off. Yeah, so like,
Go for it.
like some of the early animes, you had your Yu-Gi-Ohs, you had Pokemon. I already said Inuyasha, Sailor Moon.
Was Digimon
what was
technically
the
an
other
anime?
one? Digimon technically,
Digimon
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Digimon, that's one.
Oh, there was one more, and I'm not thinking of Dragon Ball.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yes.
Fucking knew it. Oh, that shit's a classic. That shit's so good. I hit you with that spirit gun. Ah.
That's where some people got their start in anime. Or if it wasn't those major ones, it was fucking Fruits Basket.
Don't, they're not people.
Not people.
My friend Lindsay's gonna see this, and I'm gonna get kicked in the fucking face tomorrow. Watch.
Oh my god! Luckily, I stopped myself from putting cookie in my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
God.
dude. Okay. I gotta explain this because I grew up in the era, and I'm sure this is gonna sound really mean, but stick with me to the end here. I grew up in the era of the, oh my god, I'm so quirky and different. I watch anime. I printed out this shitty PDF of Inuyasha and stuck it in the front folder of my binder. But that's the harder side of me. Secretly, I'm a Fruits Baskets fan. That shit was so rampant and so all over the community when I was growing up. And I hated it so much because I'm just trying to hang out with my friends and be like, hey, did you guys catch Bleach? Did you catch Naruto? Did you catch One Piece? Yeah, I was a shonen fan. Fuck off. I couldn't talk about my crazy shit like Shoot Fighter Tekken and Hide and Seek and fucking oh my god, Jinro, because we're technically too young to be watching shows like that.
Yeah, to keep it on the down low.
I love
Yeah,
how we just in the middle of listing off. Yeah, I'm a shonen fan. Fuck off.
Yeah, because the modern fans are brutal. But anyways, yeah, like I was trying to enjoy the crazier, outlandish, over the top, but then I got stuck with those Inuyasha kids and the Fruits Baskets kids. Oh my god! And it was always theater kids.
Yeah,
and it just, dude, it
100%.
never ended.
As a theater
ended.
kid, I can contest that. Like, especially where I went to like middle school and high school. Here's your basic rundown. It was girls and boys like with their favorite sailor on their binders or swooning over Tuxedo Mask, while in the field the Beyblades kids were going head to head with the Bakugo kids standing behind them making fun of them, while the Dragon Ball Z kids were off on the soccer field practicing martial arts moves, while the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon kids were trading cards in the cafeteria.
Oh my god, he hit it on the spot.
And it's so funny you say that because I'm like trying to start. I'm trying to like make people aware. The soccer field is where you're going to find Dragon Ball Z because in South America, Dragon Ball Z is loved more than religion in some places. I was just watching videos of gender reveal parties of a 9-foot tall Shenron pinata, and they light a firework in its mouth, and it starts spewing pink smoke all over the fucking ground.
Dude, Latin America fucking love Dragon Ball.
Dude, the worst part is I can't explain it because I'm part of the problem. I don't know what it is.
I've never got into it. I've never been that much of a Dragon Ball fan, but dude, they love Dragon Ball. I have
followed that series since I could fucking talk and understand what is being spoken to me.
My father, he doesn't like anime, but for some reason he likes Dragon Ball.
Yeah. It's something about it. It just clicks in our brains and we fucking get it. I don't know why. Dude, Toriyama's got to be confused. There's no way he just knows why this happened.
I don't know.
Dragon Ball, it's fun, it's quirky, it has a lot of sense of humor, like a wide range of sense of humor. It's also quite inappropriate because like creepy old man Master Roshi just basically trying to hit up on Bulma all the fucking time. But that's one of the last animes that was every single scene was hand drawn.
Don't get me started on hand-drawn anime because I'll geek out about Akira and how good it looks. Oh man, we can't do this. Fist of the North Star is fantastic. It is an aesthetic all its own, and anybody who thinks JoJo's did that style first is a fucking idiot. Yeah, I know JoJo's comics old as shit, but Fist of the North Star is better.
Yes, 100%, hands down. Yeah, so that was like the basic rundown of how lunchtime looked. The girls are swooning over Tuxedo Mask and how sexy he is. Martial arts kids are practicing their Dragon Ball moves out in one of the fields, and then Bakugo kids are making fun of Beyblade players. Trust me, you could hear it resonate from front to back, side to side. You would just hear them all in cohesion yell.
I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh crowd. I collected all the cards and stuff. That was me. Yep. I had binders of them. I had tins full of them. God, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Still do, baby.
I don't know where all mine went. I lost most of them in the move. I have no idea where they are.
Dude, every time you move, something just fucking disappears.
And it's something the worst feeling. It's something you love too. And I was like, every time I'm gonna keep these because these I can't part with them. They're like collectibles at this point, and I don't know where they went.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was more of a Pokemon fan than a Yu-Gi-Oh fan growing up, but I always had that appreciation for Yu-Gi-Oh. Plus, I thought the show was really cool. But now, in my older years, especially since I've been playing with your brother on Master Duel more and more, I'm starting to grow even more fond of Yu-Gi-Oh each time I get on, because he teaches me something new every single time. To where, of the decks that I do have, instead of having to ask him what should I do here, what should I play, I'm actually already starting to get a handle on this is what I could do. And if I make a mistake, he'll at least say, I know what you were going for. That's not how that deck works.
Yep. It's such a fun system, and I get where people are like Magic the Gathering's the more blah, blah, blah. It's, in my opinion, it is more competitive. If you want to have a fun game, it's OG or Yu-Gi-Oh formats, especially OG ones, that's where it was, bro. You can have a long, drawn-out, enjoyable game. You can play tactics with your friends. You can do the crazy bullshit in the anime. You can recreate scenes fucking word for word, move for move with your friends, and just be that epic guy who thought your friend thought he was a bad motherfucker. He dropped the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on you until you hit Magic Cylinder and said, "Oh, fuck you, game, motherfucker!" Dude, and then your mom yelled at you because you said "motherfucker" and Rico's Pizza, and you got smacked.
I remember old like YouTube videos of people buying like the Yu-Gi-Oh wig and like getting a nice costume. The dual disc. I used to have one. Yep, me too.
I have one right there. I found it at a thrift store for $1.50. I was so happy.
Oh, dude, I miss mine because I was like a little kid when I had it. So over time, it just broke and wore down. And I was a kid, so I didn't take care of my shit, and I regret it now. But dude.
Frazier bought one like 5 years ago from a collector. It was in the box, perfectly taken care of. And he's like, I didn't recognize it from when we were kids, so I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. You don't want to know what the value's gone up to. It's literally quadrupled in the fucking 5 years because it was a limited run from the spin-off series. It's so sick. It's perfect. That's like a wall piece in his house right now.
Dude, oh man, I wish I still had mine because mine wasn't the regular dual disc. Mine was the evil like version that was like the dark blue one.
The Seal of Orichalco's dual disc? Are you shitting?
Yes, I had. That was the one I had.
I have a standard, and I would do horrible things for a Seal of Orichalcos or a Battle City one. I want them so bad.
I know, and I look back on it, and I'm like, fuck, I was a dumbass kid.
Don't look up how much those are right now.
I don't want to.
I won't spend the money on it, and I'm a fucking child.
I don't want to, dude.
Real quick, I forgot to mention. So I already brought up the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon kids. I forgot to mention the MTG nerds were playing Magic the Gathering in the staff and faculty lounge because they were allowed to go in there because the teachers didn't want them to get bullied at lunch.
Yep.
Yep.
Trust me, I had a buddy that was it in the Magic the Gathering group, and every time come lunchtime, my buddy Jason, he would just randomly fucking disappear. Like, I want to hang out with my friend. Where is he? And then I'd ask him where he went. He was like, "Oh, I was in the staff and faculty lounge." And I'm like, "You work here?" No, I was playing Magic. What?
Yep. Yeah. So those kids at our school had to hang out in the band and theater room because those classes were side by side. So one of the teachers would eat lunch in there, and they would hang out in there because nobody respected Magic Kids when we were in high school.
No.
Nobody.
No. The fact that the theater kids, the thespians, were dogging on you spoke volumes.
And it was funny because we had people come up to say shit to us because they're like, "Oh, you guys are playing Yu-Gi-Oh!" And then Ben would stand up. Everybody shut the fuck up quick. They wanted none of the smoke.
Oh. Real quick, going back to shows real quick, since you said show, Ben 10. That was a good classic one. But
Dude,
I want
OG Ben 10.
OG
not new
Benton,
one.
not new one.
New one week.
No one.
And I want to draw your attention to the Discord again, because speaking of Ben 10, I figured that I want to post this one too, because it's probably a hot take, and I love that. Since we're talking about cartoons and who's better at what, can Ben 10 beat Goku?
Yeah, he can actually.
Yeah,
Goku has not yet reached his full potential, but if he was scanned by the Omnitrix, Ben 10 would gain the ability to perform all the transformations beyond what Goku has already obtained. So yes, Ben 10 could absolutely beat Goku.
Okay, so Ben 10 has an alien form called Alien X that is in canon, created another universe to replace the one that was about to end so life would continue and nobody would notice. That's how fucking powerful he is.
Yeah.
There's not a fight. He could just will shit in and out of existence. There's no fight. And I know every Latino neighbor I'm going to have for 5 miles is going to be at my door in the next 10 minutes yelling at me and shit.
Yeah, it's just saying, Goku would absolutely get destroyed. There's no competition.
He would get the smoke.
He would be erased from existence.
The only thing Goku has is he refuses to stay dead, and he wants to train to be the best.
No, he would be removed, DJ. There's no heaven or hell at this point. He's just
removed from existence.
Literally, Thanos snapped out of existence before Thanos was a thing.
Oh my fucking god!
Okay,
all the Dragon Ball Z kids are fucking seething right now.
Now
we should do an episode or two where we just debate characters that can go toe.
Yeah,
I'd be so down.
That'd be interesting. I think there's even online like websites and formats that you can look up for that stuff.
Yeah, there is, because as part of pop culture, there will always be that corner of Goku can beat fucking who's always Naruto could beat Goku, or fucking Vegeta can take on whoever. That's part of the culture. It's always, it's like football fans. Oh, the Raiders are gonna fuck up the Niners tomorrow. No. Buddy, that you have to back your team. It's part of human culture. But the fandoms take it way too hard.
Yeah, look at how the UK does with their football clubs. Like whether their teams are winning or losing. For example, Ethan of the Sidemen, he will defend West Ham to death, even if their team sucks this year or next year. He's still a West Ham fan. It's crazy.
Yep. It's part of our culture, but pop culture and sports, next level. Like those are the ride or die fans for life.
And I'd be so down to do an episode or some sort of video of like who would win in this situation. Because my friends IRL, we do this where we'll sit down at the bar, have a beer, and we're just like, insert character here versus insert character here. Who you taking? And like one of the ones that, well, even though it's not anime or TV show, one of the ones that got into a heated debate was who would win in the fight, John Wick or Walker Texas Ranger.
So when you were pitching this, I knew what you were going to say. And my head went there and started putting a match together, and it was the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt Keeper versus Joe Biden. And my brain just shut off.
What?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this.
All right. Okay, how about okay, let's just go back on track real fast. I'm just gonna throw this in as another show that got a reboot that I absolutely hate. How about some Teen Titans?
I will not lie to you. Outside of the memes, I have not seen Teen Titan.
I am so shocked because it fits your aesthetic, especially the later episodes. It is a very dark, grounded, edgy series. It is so fucking far ahead of its time for when it released. The final battle, the final 8 episodes where it's the confrontation with Trigon. Oh, masterpieces in storytelling.
Yeah. Not to mention,
Well,
I
'cause,
think you would simp over Raven.
everybody simps over Raven
Everybody's
Everybody
she is
simps.
best girl and she fucking must be protected at all costs.
at all
At
costs, and
all
I already know
costs.
that. But around
Actually, no,
that
DJ
time,
is going to be simping for Blackfire. Let's be honest.
Starfire, you mean?
no,
No,
it'll be
her
Raven.
sister,
Blackfire? Oh, I forgot about Blackfire.
her big goth sister, who's a fucking asshole to everybody.
Yup, okay, I remember now.
See, because around that time, because funny enough, when you wanted to bring up Adult Swim, I had sunk my teeth into anything that was Toonami and Adult Swim. So like Robot Chicken and the anime Zoids.
That's crazy then, because the Teen Titan movie aired on Adult Swim and it just dominated everybody's life for one summer.
Yeah, no. Yeah, anything that was on Adult Swim, because it's like this is when the cartoons get inappropriate because they're gonna be sexual nature, or they're gonna be more crude. So like Family Guy, American Dad, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Also, Zoids low key went hard. Zoids was fucking epic.
I hate to say it, even though I love Zoids and I watch Zoids to this day, but just the whole like only thing Liger has to offer is Strike Laser Claw, and that's it.
So I have the Zoids game, and Mando's a very fond enjoyer of that game. It's
on, like,
unpleasant.
Xbox?
No, GameCube.
Okay.
It's not fun to play against him because he only runs Liger Zero.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, he's got poster boy syndrome, and it's still, God, it's frustrating. It's like fighting a Souls boss every fucking time we rematch.
Trust me, I'm already dreading having a night where we play SoCal 6, because as soon as I brought up the prospect of playing SoCal, he was just like, just so you know, I'm good, and I'll use Nightmare.
Dude, he bum rushes so hard with Nightmare, and it is one of his better characters, but he can shock you with some of his picks.
Oh, trust me, there's a reason why, as much as I love fighting games, when it comes to everyone in the friend group, especially you fuckers, I'm like, I'll have fun playing, but I know I'm not gonna win anything.
No, neither am I. I'm just gonna. I'm the epitome of, all right, press X a couple of times. Now let's add in a Y. All right. Now I totally forgot about the A button. Let me press A like twice.
You're like Badger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even Badger learned the combos for MVC versus his team. Well, not his team, but his friends who are MVC nerds. Like watching. Dude, watching Heavenly Father
Digi was struggling.
Well, because Digi sucks at everything he does, but but like when the meme of for those that haven't seen the Russian that Russian Badger video that I'm talking about, the most recent one, go check it out. It's fucking amazing. But like Virgil, it's not over. It's not over. Not until Virgil's motivated. He's motivated.
He's fucking playing Virgil. That's so good.
Playing Virgil, dude.
So if you're a Virgil man in MVC3, you're a fucking cockhead, and I respect you.
And if you're a cable main in MVC2, you're a boomer cockhead, and I will fist fight you in an Arby's parking lot.
For a beefy cheesy. Oh god. Okay, back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking old school TV shows. But yeah, so I nothing against Teen Titans. It was just some of the shows on Toonami and Adult Swim took up most of my time. Like I said, Zoids, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Metalocalypse.
I'm gonna go see Deathclock this weekend. I'm fucking excited.
I forewent getting Baby Clock tickets because they're going on tour. That's the tour with Baby Metal.
Yeah, Baby Metal.
I just got tickets for November to actually go see Tool.
I want to strike you with the fury of 1,000 fucking suns right now.
Can we delete him?
Because Tool is the most mid live show I've ever seen. Having seen Baby Metal, I can guarantee it's a banger every single time. Having wanted to see Deathclock, I'm just ecstatic. I'm going to be biased, I'll admit. But if you have the chance to see Baby Metal in an arena, I can't wait to go watch Tool be one guy on stage for 40 minutes. Not the singer, by the way. And hang out with a bunch of old dudes that look like Mando.
It's not Maynard James Keenan.
Dude,
It's not.
man.
You see his silhouette.
I don't get Tool fans, bro. I think they're just so mid. They're so bad.
It's,
Okay, hold
see, I don't care for Tool. It's mainly for the fact of, well, A, I get to go to the arena again, so that means I get to go play slot machines. But also, I'm taking a date there.
All right, fair enough.
Alright.
That kind of makes sense because Tool, in my opinion, is like the burlesque show of metal. You're kind of getting the experience, but there's a lot of mystique and mystery about it. Where, in my opinion, shows like, I don't know, Death Clock, it's like speedballing cocaine. It's just not the same experience.
Trust me, I was trying to convince her to road trip to New York to see Motionless with Knocked Loose, and she said no. She'd rather go see
She's
Tool.
not the one.
Fine.
She's not the one.
She's not the one.
Well, just because she didn't want to go to New York, and trust me, if you knew how to get to New York from where I live, it is a pain in the dick and balls. Like, you would prefer to have testicular cancer than
You
go
know I
to New
road
York.
trip with Mando, Frasier, and Bunny Girl Senpai, right?
I'd prefer that.
Going 15 minutes with them is a stressful experience because, like I said last time, they'll walk up to random strangers. Hey, dog, where's the orgy later? I brought lube. We could bring friends.
I prefer that. Getting there's a pain in the ass because New England drivers plus New Jersey and New York drivers are toxic. And then there's this pretty little thing for those I live near where I live. The George Washington Bridge can go fuck itself. I hope a riptide takes it away. And thank you for coming into my TED Talk. Moving forward back to TV shows.
I know.
Before I
I'm just
get
hard.
really
Now, other than just the occasional Metalocalypse, because this is when I was a kid and I watching Adult Swim. It was right around the time where I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't be even awake or I'll get in trouble type thing.
Yep.
So all I really got to see was Naruto for an Adult Swim.
Okay. You know what? Fair. Still good. Still good. Because they were running the Zabuza episodes in those days.
Yeah, those days. Oh, dude, those days I caught it from the first episode and then continued. I think the last episode I saw as a kid before I moved out of state was the fight with Gaara, the first one. The last episode of that.
So good.
Last episode of the fight with Gaara, and after that, I missed out for a while until I was able to get cable again or any source of TV viewing ways or whatever.
Mm.
It took up many years, but I got caught up, and I've watched it plenty of times, even after I finished it.
See, I'm so far behind on Naruto. It's not even worth me starting at this point. Same thing with like if you're wanting to start like Bleach from the very beginning. Good.
It's not that bad. You can completely cut out the bounce arc. You can completely cut out the superhero arc. There's 100 episodes you could just skip, so you could save yourself a lot of time. Bleach is a masterpiece. Don't be spreading this slander and heresy.
Shit as it is, I've been considering trying my hand again at One Piece, but that one's gonna be a task.
Yeah, that one's a mission.
Oh yeah, that one.
Bleach seems more of a feasible thing I can do, and I might just do that instead.
I will say this, so nobody accuses me of being biased. One Piece is a master class in writing and foreshadowing.
Oh, it is.
Oda just nails it.
Like I've gotten to where they just got Chopper. That's as far as I've gone so far, and it's been going for at least 2 weeks now. They just got Chopper, and is where I'm at right now. I'm only doing this because it is on Crunchyroll, and I haven't done Bleach because I don't want to up my Hulu membership just yet, just for one show.
Fair enough.
All right, I want to talk about this this next set of couple shows that I remember watching growing up because they weren't on Cartoon Network, they weren't on Nickelodeon, they weren't on Nick Jr., they weren't on Nick at Night, they weren't on any cartoon related cartoon station whatsoever. They were on this Island of Misfit Toys channels called G4 and Spike TV.
Love both of those channels. What do you mean?
Oh, trust me, I loved them. That on G4, that's where I discovered the Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla. For those that know the
Didn't-
Man Show, Ziggy Zaggy Ziggy Zaggy Oi Oi Oi. But then also, I brought them up earlier at the beginning of the show, but Ren and Stimpy and Stripperella, shows that were so gnarly that no other cartoon-esque station wanted to pick them up. And like I said, Island of Misfit Toys, Spike TV, and G4 said, "Come to Daddy."
You want to hear something crazy?
What's up?
Nickelodeon ran Ren and Stimpy for a couple episodes.
Oh, I know. And then they
And
went,
then they said, nope,
They
never
probably
doing
saw
that
that.
again.
They probably saw that log scene where Stimpy had a saw strapped to his fucking crotch. And I'm sorry, Ren had the
log
saw,
on his
and
ass.
and Stimpy had the log on his ass. And I'm like 10, like this is a little weird. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. And then my mom comes in, sees it, and she was just like, "Turn that off right now. We're doing yard work."
You're doing Lord's work now.
In hindsight, now that I'm a grown up and I've seen that scene as a full grown adult, I was like, "Oh, y'all were real. Damn."
Mm-hmm.
So the G4, I forgot if it was G4 or Spike TV. They took the mantle on that one. God, I wish we had more time, because then there's still the entirety of like original MTV that I want to discuss too.
We're fine without it.
Yeah, the Real World was a bit of all right.
No, it was not.
Plus they had Headbangers Ball.
That was it.
And
I remember.
Robin Big.
Oh, Robin Big and Fear Factory and Fantasy Factory.
All I remember from that is that MTV did at one point play music.
Yep.
That was it. That's all I remember.
Deej, since you're a G4 nut, do you remember Code Monkeys?
Oh.
An 8-bit pixel art show that was stoner, gamer, and pop culture humor cranked up to 11. It will never be made again. It will never air again, because it was so offensive and so cancelable. Nobody in the modern era is going to touch it. But man, was the comedy so peak. For the day and age, it was the funniest underground thing. If somebody was into Code Monkeys, you knew they were into computers, you knew they were into gaming, and you knew they had a sense.
How have I not seen the show?
Slightly racist.
Because you're in the perfect age range to where when you got into that, it was already buried under 6 feet of concrete.
Okay, so by the time I got to the age of I would understand said humor, it was already gone, basically.
Oh,
gone. Taken out back and shot twice, and then reloaded.
Did 2 seasons, and somehow they managed to outdo themselves every single episode.
Yeah,
you can find all the episodes for free on YouTube if you're bold.
I'm bold.
If you do, tell me which one your favorite.
I'm bold. I'm gonna watch it now.
Code Monkeys. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When you first said Code, my mind went to Codename Kids Next Door. I was about to be like, what?
K&D is super good. I have nothing wrong with it. I love it. But I don't want to talk about it, because at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I feel the nostalgia. I don't think it stands out among some of the shows we've been talking about.
I know.
Especially now that I'm in a Code Monkeys mindset where I'm laughing at all the horrible, inappropriate shit. I think episode 1 opens up with the bit of Dave dry humping his computer to try and unfreeze it. Does that work? It works for me.
Like, is that working? It's working something.
Dude, the show's so bad. Like, the humor in it was next level crazy.
And that's why I miss some of these shows around that were around and prevalent back in the day, because it's like, yeah, I'll say it, like, that's when we were far less sensitive than the world is today, and you can just gather and remember that this is just a TV show. It's not real.
Spike TV, as it was back in the day, could not exist.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Spike TV had some fun shows, even though they weren't cartoon related. One of my favorite ones was a show called Final Fu. This kung fu master just like basically pits people with different martial arts backgrounds against each other.
I like Deadliest Warrior personally. That
Dude,
one was
Deadliest Warrior was gnarly.
everyone was in that show. The Apache versus the Gladiator, the Comanche versus the Viking, the Pirates
Samurai,
versus the Knights,
Samurai versus the Ninja.
Samurai and Ninja. Who did the Spartan go against? Because I know that one was wild.
Spartan went against the Viking, I believe.
No, I think it was the Spartans versus the Roman Centurion.
Oh, that might be it too.
Spartans win.
And then there was then they made a game that was like more Mortal Kombat-esque.
That game was so hot dog ass. It was the best part of the $5.99 section on the original Xbox Marketplace. That was so much fun. Kicking the shit out of your friends as a Spartan.
You know what? The funny part is I remember that game. I don't know the show, but I remember that game. I think I even played it at one point.
If you were friends with Mando, probably, because that was the era he was in his rich kid arc, and he would just buy games for people, so he had shit to play with.
Now this is during the friend group before even DJ. This was a long time ago. I remember that show. I don't know. I remember that game based on that show. For some reason, it was a stupid fun, but damn, it was bad.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was Spartan versus Ninja, and the tagline was they wanted to pit sheer brute force strength versus stealth and speed tactics.
You're right. I remember the ninja trying to be like, "Oh yeah, our crushed black eggs will be able to blind anybody," and they're like, "Well, the Spartan shield's 3 feet in diameter. I don't think it will."
The one thing that I loved about that show was the fact that at the end of all their analysis, they would actually do a mock-up reenactment of how the fight would look after they did like 1,000 different computerized
best
outcomes.
of 1,000.
The one that pissed me off the most was the Army Ranger versus not Marsoc. I was the Army Ranger versus I forgot the Russian special forces, Spetsnaz. And the only reason why the Spetsnaz guy won is like after he got knocked on his ass, he pulled out his ballistic knife and shot the blade into the Army Ranger. And he died on sight. Like you were getting your ass whipped this entire time.
Well, when it came down to it, the Rangers kit just had less explosives, and let's face it, explosives do make a fucking difference.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I love the fact they brought on somebody who was an actual old school Russian Spetsnaz, and one of the training exercises he had the staff, the host do was we were trained to not feel pain. Like, go ahead, hit me as hard as you can. Don't hold back. And they took turns punching this guy, and they're like, "Did you feel that?" No. Bah! What about that? No.
So, Deej, do you remember the young black guy who was representing the Rangers and how crazy he went with the knife? Like, that dude was legit. He was good, but he was just so into it. Everyone in the studio took 5 steps back.
As a guy that was in the military, I'll tell you this much. Even though I wasn't in the Army, let's just say interact with people who are in the Army, that is how they act. They are so happy and proud that they are absolutely gung-ho crazy when it comes to combat.
Oh, yeah, that guy was having the best day of his life.
He's just like, you want me to take this knife and go stab that? Say less. Get out of my way.
Well, it was something crazy. They're like, yeah, we need to see stabs you could do in 3 seconds. And it was a wild number. I think it was like 8 or 9 or some shit, which is fucking crazy.
I know they said how many stabs you can do in a minute, and he did like...
I don't think it was a minute. I think it was a way smaller number.
Because no. If it was like how many stabs in 10 seconds, and he did like and he did like 25 plus a slash from pectoral to liver.
Oh yeah, he went ham on that shit.
And that's the early use of the ballistic gel dummies, where if you struck actual vital organs, it would actually start bleeding. And I'm like, He fucked that bad boy. Oh,
Did you see the episode where they gave Chuck Liddell a Kestis and he punched one so hard the liver exploded?
yes.
Yo.
That was terrifying. You imagine? You imagine being a gladiator? You're up and coming, you think you're hot shit, and across the arena, Chuck Liddell walks in with just 2 fucking Kestis on his hand. You're like, I'm not feeling too hot about this anymore.
Can
You
I
gave a guy
forfeit?
who at the time was nicknamed the Iceman, and also at the time one of the deadliest fighters in the UFC, and now you gave him Kestis to go hit a dummy.
It was so gnarly to see in slow motion because you see the impact, you see the ripple, and then you see the other side of the liver just blow out into the torso. And you're like, holy shit.
Thankfully, I'm not that gay.
My 15-year-old brain was on fire.
Same. All right. I just now clocked the time, and we are almost at 2 hours. So that means we should probably call it here because
Probably.
it is that time. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. You are very familiar with that time because it is also known as outro time. We did it. We made it to the end of another episode of the NoSkill podcast. Thank you guys for joining us so much on this retro roller coaster of old school TV shows, plus any other sidebar and side rant that we do, because welcome to NoSkill, that's what we do. But before we go, as per usual, we're going to take it down the line from the boys and get some final thoughts and closing opinions and statements, starting with you, Dragon.
Oh man, I missed out a lot going being born when I was, but I did at least experience a lot of the good things before they are gone.
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy some of them are starting to make a resurgence. I'm happy some of them are starting to come back. But now down to you, Meaning Green.
Oh, how I look at the old days with nostalgia. The days where TV was allowed to have crazy shit on it with literally no repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
The days when anime was allowed to go balls to the walls with because we could.
Yep.
But I'm excited and optimistic that the culture is still there. People have gone through the effort of putting entire Toonami blocks on YouTube so the whole world can see it. I'm excited. I hope the future has some cool stuff that we'll be able to look back on in someday. And if anything's going to get an HD reboot, it should be motherfucking Big O.
Yo.
That's all I got.
I was about to be like, you want to elaborate on that?
No, just Big O pose.
The final thoughts and closing statements for me. Again, I loved all these shows. I wish I could have gone down the rabbit hole more of some of the other ones. Like I wanted to talk about Kenan and Kel. I wanted to talk about Reboot, and I want to talk about Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, some of the certified hood classics of the mid 2000s. And that just means we can save it for a future episode of another retro roller coaster because I love doing these, especially being an old head. I just recently turned, but I'm an older man now, and
36.
no, don't insult me, bastard. But if you can do math, when I say true 90s kid, you'll know how old I am. But yeah, so I would love to talk more about this because there's so much more that can be impacted into this, from old school animes, old school like comedy shows, old school talk shows that we grew up on, old school game shows, and I would love to do this again because this is so much fun. It's my favorite. But that'll do it for us. Oh, actually, here's one final closing thought and statement from me. Bring back Pina Colada Sobe, you fucking slanderous skank. I don't care if I had to pay $10 a bottle for it. Give me back my Pina Colada. Okay. Are you listening to me, Sobe? I'm looking at you right there. Okay. Give it back. That's what we want. That's what the people want. Give us what we want. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Just a heads up that down below, there's some buttons in the comment section, and I highly suggest you do whatever you'd like to with them. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.